Hello and welcome to my first vlog update for this year's RetroChallenge 2025-10. This year I'm participating with a Microprofessor MPF-1 based project, classic Z80 educational single board computer system from 1981, created by the company Multitech, nowadays called Acer. And the challenge that I set for myself for the RetroChallenge contribution was I wanted to see a piece of 3D graphics software running on my graphics card that I designed this year for the Microprofessor. So this graphics card is an I/O extension, and it has this little 160 by 128 pixels OLED display, which is controlled by a microcontroller. Here we have the classic 8-bit AVR or 80 mega, in this case 128.4p. So it has also 16 kilobytes of memory, so a decent amount. And I'm using Adafruit graphics library, as well as their display here, which is a SPI display, or SPI as I should say, right? And yeah, so this graphics card implements a number of high-level drawing commands, and you can basically send these commands over the bus. So that way the Microprofessor can instruct the graphics card to plot a point, to draw a line, to clear the display, to switch colors, etc. So it's an intelligent graphics processor, so to speak, for the Microprofessor. And so yeah, the code that we are seeing here, you see that I already achieved what I wanted to achieve for the RetroChallenge. There's still some glitches, but you can see that we already have a rotating cube here. Let me zoom in a bit so we can see it better. So I can control the orientation of the cube 3-axis using the buttons here 4, 8 and C on the Microprofessor. And occasionally I'm still getting a few glitches, so I might still have to work a bit on the timing, things like that. And I should note that, there you go, that's a nice one. And sometimes then the machine really needs to be reset. So yeah, there's still some glitches in the firmware. Let me restart the program, and sometimes I can get the state back, but sometimes it crashes so badly that I actually need to power cycle the graphics card, because the firmware is in a state where it can't recover basically, and the reset button isn't working either yet. So let me just power cycle the graphics card, which is not the best thing to do with the running Microprofessor on the bus. And then let me load the program again and see if we can recover from that. Yeah, so typical demonstration effects here, but mostly it's working, but like I said, it still has some glitches which I'm still working on. I should say that I didn't write this code, I only ported it. So the code already existed in Z80 assembly for a machine called the Tech1 single board computer system, which is also a Z80 based machine, and it was written by Brian Chiha. I hope I pronounced the name correctly. If not, excuse me, Brian. So, but yeah, thank you very much for putting this on your GitHub, together with all the other great Tech1 Z80 programs for that machine, which is a reissue, basically a modern version of the classic Talking Electronics Tech1 Australian single board computer that also has modern upgrades like a LCD display. So these programs were originally written for this computer, and given that it's just Z80, it was easy for me to port this for the MPF-GRAFX card. So yeah, check out Brian's GitHub, github.com, and then Chiha, or Chiha, BCHIHA, and there you see this code. So I'm also going to publish my version of this eventually. And so one thing I still want to do is actually make it so that it spins, you know, automatically, and get rid of the glitches, right? Like I had a crash here again. That might also be caused by bus contention. Not bus contention, but by glitches in the RAM emulation, right? So I have the Pico RAM here actually that allows me to load the program from SD card. It's an SRAM emulator based on the Raspberry Pi Pico. So check out my GitHub repo for this project as well if you're interested. Pico RAM Ultimate or Pico RAM 6116 as well. And yeah, so I'll also put the firmware and the source code for all of this on my GitHub and onto the Hackaday page for the Retro Challenge contribution as well. So the thing that's left to do is, like I said, to get rid of the glitches, improve the firmware so that it doesn't crash, right? And also implement like double buffering, because if I want to have this spin automatically without me having to push buttons to do this, then it would be nice if we had double buffering. But I have to say it's pretty fast, right? So for a few lines you might actually not need double buffering, but it'll be nicer for sure. Okay. So yeah, still a little bit work left to do, but I think we're making progress here for the Retro Challenge, and mostly I think I already achieved what I wanted to achieve for this year. So it's a small project, so to speak. Alright guys, that's it from me for now, and thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.